All right, so first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ralf Schmidt. I'm responsible for the electronic engineering inside the DRÄXLMAIER group. Electronic engineering means hardware and software engineering. And before I was responsible for the advanced engineering. Thank you. For the advanced engineering, and there before I was working for BMW for 15 years. Started as a software developer, so I did a lot of coding, embedded coding. In my team, I also have a team of cloud developers, AWS and Microsoft Azure and so on. So this is not my what I came from. So I'm coming from the software development, embedded development. For my presentation, I'd like you to take a step back from the presentations you have seen right now up to now, because we are not a software company. We have seen presentations from T-Systems, we have seen presentations from Continental, from Bosch. So we are a small plant in software development, DRÄXLMAIER. And therefore, I will give you, and I don't want to bore you with a company presentation, but it's part of the story I want to bring to you. What you see there, these hexagons, these are digitalization projects inside our company. We have 9 digitalization projects. And I don't tell you how much money we spend there in digitalization. And it's not about embedded software development, it's about manufacturing execution system, PLM, systems for sales, Salesforce, systems for HR. What I want to talk about is product related, so I want to go on the product. DRÄXLMAIER as a company, we are producing parts for the premium automotive industry. So we are doing stuff for BMW, we are doing parts for Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar Land Rover, Porsche. We are doing a lot of stuff for Tesla, Bugatti, so we are in the premium market. And this is where we want to be, and we don't step out of the premium market for some reasons. These are the roots. We were making leather trousers. Oktoberfest, Munich, everybody is wearing leather trousers, so the business case now would be better than in the past. But these are the roots. We are making physical products, and the question is, how did we step in automotive? So this is the first product we made in automotive. So this is the famous Gogomobil, the car which was made in the plant of Dingolfing. Hans Glas was the owner, and BMW purchased this plant a lot of years ago. And this is where we came to automotive. And what you see here is, it's a wiring harness. And to be honest, the production is still the same in 2022. It's all craftsmanship, handwork. Nothing automation, no automation. Everything is done with pure craft, handwork. And this is where we are now. We have developed, so we got new products. I think our top-notch product, what we have and what we are doing the battery system for the Porsche Taycan, the complete battery system. We are doing the battery management system for the Audi e-tron and so on. So the company has developed, and we are coming from electrical systems, wiring harnesses, pure wiring harnesses, to component systems. This is where electronic is inside, connectors and so on. And then interior systems, so we are doing this nice interior. So I like your comment, because what is the criteria for buying a car? Maybe it's the interior inside. I don't know if, and I'm a little bit provocative now, so maybe connectivity is commodity already. So maybe design and inside, outside is a criteria for buying a car, and we are very proud of that. But interior is also going into systems, will be much more complex in the future. Okay, the numbers, I like to explain it. So the revenue, what you see here, if you see the number of people, it's not so good. But as I said, it's pure handwork producing a wiring harness, and so we have about 60,000 people in operations. So 60,000 people all over the globe are producing wiring harnesses. But we have, I think, a good footprint, 65 sites all over the world and over 70,000 employees. And our philosophy is always from cradle to grave. So we are not doing engineering services. So we want at the end produce products in the plants. And this is what we are always working on, not to go into engineering services. So at the end, always a product has to go out of the company. So we're doing research, innovation management, development, patent, and so on. And then at the end, we are doing this operations, we are doing this supply chain management. And where we are very proud of is, I think the guys from Bosch, they were talking about complexity before. Yes, complexity, so we can do complexity, but not in terms of software development yet. We do it in handling wiring harnesses, because wiring harnesses 10 to the power 31 variants we are handling. And for this, we are setting up one of the biggest SAP S/4HANA projects in Europe, so to get also in the future our products running. So now, as I said, coming to the point of why is software so important for us? As I said, we have I called it silos in my speech, but some call it verticals. We have the vertical wiring harness business unit, the biggest one. Then we have components, connectors, it's growing. We have battery systems, and one of the biggest ones, interior and lighting systems. So these are our, as I said, verticals. But the demand from our customers are going much more into systems. So they are demanding systems from us, much more systems. So an interior lighting product like in a door panel, for example, a dynamical running light, or in the VW ID3 below the windscreen, the light is coming from our company, requires a wiring harness, it requires connectors, it requires interior, so injection molding, PCA, polycarbonate, and also electronics, because it's a functional safety component. There's a lot of electronic inside, so we need electronic there. Next thing is battery management systems. We are doing for Porsche Taycan, BMW i3. We need wiring harness inside. We need components, so electronics. And at the end, you have to have knowledge about battery systems. And the most complex product we are doing right now are charging systems. So means from the charging inlet of the car to the battery system. You know, on the outside there's a light, there's a charging light, and we take our products from the interior lighting business unit. Then you have to have knowledge about the battery, how much you can stress the battery. Then there are connectors, most important thing, connection technology, and charging. But at the end, all of these systems require electronics and software. When I was writing software as a BMW developer, I said, okay, 90%, and it was in 2001, we had 90% fun, 10% we had overhead. We were coding, flashing, going into the car, on the motorbike, riding, test track, and so on. This was real fun. But what happens now? Now, a lot of things are coming in from the industry. ISO, there's an error, should be named different. There's automotive spies, cybersecurity. You have to deal with TSACs, sustainability, over-the-air flashing. So the complexity is getting much, much bigger. And what we have to do, we have to transform ourselves. So we have to find the right people, we have to have stable processes, we have to have systems engineering, front-loading, very smart PLM systems, yeah? Because verticals and horizontals, they have to play together, and this is very important for our transformation. And how do we solve that? Because, as I said, we are a small plant, growing software organization, and Ole Harms, I wrote it down, it was a very good sentence. He said, there is no shortcut for learning. On the one hand, it's good because we are learning, we don't have too much legacy in our company regarding software. On the other hand, we are not acquiring companies, so and because we are family owned, we have the freedom to operate from our owner, to ramp up slowly and to learn, and this is very important. So what is important here, and I want to go on the different topics here, and I think you have seen them, a lot of them also in other slides. Development hubs, automation and process, so how we produce software, our software development process, platforms. When we employed people, I didn't realize it. They were also always asking about what tool sets do we have. Do you use Jira? Do you use Jenkins? Do you use Git? It's a criteria for coming into a company for a software developer. Innovation, a little bit different to a startup. Innovation, you have to give the people room for freedom to operate, to do innovation. It's maybe different in a startup, but in a big company, 70,000 people, we have to give the people the chance to be innovative. And at the end, recruiting, education. So we are scaling, we are building up. So we started in our headquarters. It's in a small city in Lower Bavaria called Vilsbiburg. Then we have a development center in Garching, north of Munich. We are going to Poland, Gliwice. We are going to Belgrade. We have a development center in Pitești. But what we want to achieve in the future, you know, the world is turning, and we do it also in other business units. You have to follow the sun. Because if you shift software tasks to other development sites, maybe in Asia, maybe in Mexico, then you can do a 24/7 development. Very important for us. Next thing is, you I think all know this process group. So I'm responsible for the SWE, for the software engineering. This has to work together to get your ASPICE certifications and so on. You have to be good in that. But what you can do, the tools have to grab into another, and this has to be, everything has to be automated, and we try to make as much as automation as possible on that. There was also a discussion this morning about AUTOSAR, this AUTOSAR picture. I'm convinced, so I have to work, so I'm 45 years of age, maybe I will work until 60, 65. I'm really convinced I will, when I step out of my job, integrate AUTOSAR core. I'm completely convinced. Because I don't know that the world is changing too much, and the high performance controllers will not be the solution for everything. So I think AUTOSAR is a well-known standard, and maybe on some smaller hardware it will be used still in the future. And for sure, Elektrobit and Vector, they are the richest companies in the world then. But I'm convinced that AUTOSAR will stay until the next 20 years. And what is impossible and where we concentrate on, so what you have to do, and if you're talking about platforms, you have to find the right SoC manufacturers. And this is important for us because for our needs, we are not using GPUs for our product. So we are using Infineon products, and Elmos, you surely know, they are doing a lot of stuff for lighting systems and so on. Cypress for smaller components, TI, ST, and so on. And then we concentrate on developing our complex device drivers for these products. And yeah, surely, so we have to do the application layer. So I'm really convinced about AUTOSAR. And then when it comes to sexy tools, you know all of that. So what we are using, sure, Jira, and I prepared it also for people applying in our company. So what they're asking, what tools you're using, and if they have special questions about, okay, AWS, which microservice are you using, and which tools are you using for Azure DevOps, and which microservices. So we are prepared for that. And as soon, for sure, Corona was coming, also the workers' councils could not avoid to put in teams into our organization. Coming to innovation, the DRÄXLMAIER group has at least 6 values, core values, and one of these 6 core values is innovation. And innovation is very important for us because we are doing premium, and also premium suppliers, at the end, from the knowledge, they pay more for innovation, for innovative product at the end. And on the other side, what is innovation? So innovation is, because I was heading the advanced engineering of the group for some years, there are only 2 things. It's function up or cost down. It is innovation. And if you do both, you are the king, but it's very seldom that you achieve that. but we are closely looking on innovation. We integrated an innovation framework, so this is rolled out of the complete group over the whole world. And we started with that, we announced it in the company, and from that point on, we have this crowd innovation in the company. Some things are good, some are not so good, but some, they are really fantastic. And this is where we are also pushing very much to put or to enable an organization much more for innovation. The building, so this is last slide, well, not the last slide, there's another one, but the building you see here is the center of the Munich Tech University. This was built and we went to the Munich Tech because we know, okay, if we are going into electronic software and technologies, we have to be very close to the university. So we rented a lot of office space there and grabbed the students out of the chairs, computer science and electronics and mechanical engineering. But at the end, I don't know if it's enough, because as here, Hasso-Plattner Institute, we also have to go before university. I think we have to do and to define education together with the university and get the people into the company and make a long-term binding from the people to our company. And we are working on that, not in Germany, but we are going into that very heavily, also in a very early phase to get the people. All right, so this is last slide. So as a conclusion, what I want to say is what is important for us as a perspective, a small software organization, which is becoming more and more important. So the OEMs, they're shifting much more complexity to the tier one because it's getting so complex. So all the things regarding apps and OTA and autonomous driving, battery systems. So this is what we see. A lot of things are coming in and they're getting more and more complex. The other thing is the tier ones. So we have to transform ourselves to get the complex things done, and this is not very easy. And what you have seen, our verticals or silos, they have to work together from mindset, people, and also from tool side that we can deliver and develop complex systems. And for sure, for the developing of these complex systems, and then we are coming to the factory, to the software factory. So because I put software in electronics, electronics is connected with software, you have to have expertise as a tier one, a big expertise in electronics. All right, so this is the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralf Schmidt from DRÄXLMAIER Group.